Suffering. Today we are going to talk about suffering. Suffering is something that we unfortunately cannot remove from our lives. We cannot just say, I'm not going to suffer anymore, or I have achieved everything I wanted. There is no more suffering. No, it's not the case like that. The case is not like that. Suffering is not something that you can eliminate from your life. It will always be there 100% of the time. Whatever you achieve, however successful you become, even if you get all of the things you have ever wanted in your life, suffering will still be in your life. You cannot remove it. It's a constant of humanity. I mentioned this in one of my previous videos as well. Just like some laws in physics, this is like the law of humanity. Like suffering is a constant and it cannot be changed. However, when we talk about suffering, there are two types actually. There is not a single type of suffering. Let me fix the camera real quick. Yep. There is not a single type of suffering. So the first type of suffering is unchosen suffering. The death of your loved one, for example. Or a failure in your career, or failure in your school life, or whatever it is, or something bad happening to your health. This is all unchosen suffering. You cannot control these. You cannot change anything about these. They just happen and you just need to survive them. And this is the type of suffering that kills us, that is very painful, and there's not really a lot of things that we can do about them. We just need to survive. However, there's a second type of suffering in which I believe to be the key to everything that we want in our lives. And that is chosen suffering. The suffering that we choose to have. So what is this chosen suffering? Chosen suffering is doing something that is painful while doing it, that requires effort, that requires discipline, that requires sacrifices. However, it in turn gains you the things that will first of all get you ready for the unchosen suffering, but also get you the things that you want in your life. And everything valuable in this life is achieved by choosing suffering. This is the key of the life. So for example, you might be struggling financially right now. And if you do not choose to suffer right now by doing something that could earn you a potential income, you will suffer more in the future when the unchosen sufferings come even more to you. Like the downsides of not being financially good. What if your health declines? What if one of your loved ones eventually needs money for something that they need to do in their lives? And if you do not choose to suffer right now to earn something, the unchosen suffering that will come later will kill you. Will be so detrimental for you that you will not want to live your life anymore. So, if you can, if you're able to, you must suffer as much as possible, but in a strategic way, in a way which will alleviate pain and alleviate the unchosen suffering that will come later in our lives. Because unchosen suffering is on the way. This is not me trying to say that, oh, your life will suck. No, I'm not saying that. But like we said, suffering is something constant in our lives, and something bad will eventually happen to you. You will feel bad during certain periods, or something will come and break you. And in order to endure these unchosen suffering, you need to suffer beforehand in a strategic way to build yourself up. If you don't build yourself up, how can you bear those unchosen suffering that will come to you? The only way that you can get ready for suffering is to suffer. Even though how bad it sounds, how dramatic it sounds, it is like this. And don't get me wrong, the chosen suffering in time get easier, and you sometimes tend to enjoy some types of chosen suffering. For example, training, like having a workout, like going to gym, it's a type of chosen suffering. Like you need to organize your day in order to fit that time of gym to your day. You need to go to that gym every day, like get onto that car or get onto that bus or whatever you need to do, or walk. This is all type of chosen suffering. And to get the benefits of going to the gym, you also need to watch out what you eat. And there's also chosen suffering because you're not choosing the things that to give you the joy the most, but to choose the things that will benefit you the most. All of these decisions, all of these small things, even though you do not consider them as much, they are a type of chosen suffering. Eating rice and grilled chicken instead of a burger is a chosen suffering, but it builds you up. Chosen suffering builds you up. It makes you become a person. It makes you become that competent person that is going to deal with some shit when they come to you. That is going to help the family. That is going to lead the family. That is going to build a good relationship. If you do not choose to suffer, how are you expecting to have a good girlfriend who loves you, who supports you, who you have a good relationship with? If you do not choose to suffer, if you do not build up yourself, if you do not build up your mindset, how can you have a good girlfriend, man? You need to suffer in order to have that girlfriend. If you do not deserve it, no, I'm sorry, but you're not going to have that relationship that you always dreamed of. And even if you have that girlfriend, you will still have some chosen suffering because you need some sacrifices for her. She will do some sacrifices for you because that's how life works. Choosing suffering is something that we cannot run away from and we must do. 100%. We must choose to suffer. I don't want to record this video right now. I have been trying to record this video for like 10 hours. I have tried like 4 times. In one time, I couldn't just get my shit together. In the second time, my family was just all around the house, so I couldn't find a place to actually record the video. And on the fourth time right now, I'm finally recording it. This is a type of chosen suffering. Tomorrow I have an exam. I don't want to study at all. I don't want to study to it. But after I finish recording this video, I'm going to get downstairs, get my ass up to that table and study some. Because if I don't choose to suffer, the unchosen suffering will break me eventually. And to be able to enjoy your life, you must suffer a little bit first. I'm sorry, but this is the case. Because if you do not choose to suffer, the things that you do to actually trying to enjoy yourself will not be enjoyable as well. Like drinking coffee, going out with your friends is fun, but it's not fun if that is the only thing that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Of course, some junk food and some cheat meals here and there is good, it's fun. But if all of your week is a cheat week, it's not fun. The fun things are fun when you suffer beforehand. Imagine the weekend, a weekend that before that weekend, you've worked your ass off, you've trained 5 times, you've met most of your goals and standards that you have set up for yourself, like you did your hobbies, you did your good routines, you tried to stay away from bad habits, you had a productive week. Imagine the joy of that weekend that you have after that week. And now compare that to a week that you didn't do anything good for yourself. You were indulging in some bad hobbies. You didn't really just do anything worth of pursuing. Now imagine the weekend of that week that you didn't work hard. Can you compare them? And I bet 100% of you watching this video will find the weekend of the week that you worked harder is more enjoyable. Because it's like that. Suffering leads to joy. Choosing suffering is a critical aspect of life. And if you are able to use it in a strategic way, you will live the life that you always dreamed of and you will achieve things. Chosen suffering is a golden standard for life. So please keep this in mind. You can comment down below what type of chosen suffering have you did this week, and videos are gonna come a lot. I'm trying to keep this consistent as much as I can. So I will catch you on the next one soon.